Hi everyone, we are Team China, and obviously our topic is China. But as you know, China is a really complex region, especially in the geopolitical sense. So we decided to only cover a small portion of it and deep dive into it. And since it's really hard to dive in mountains, we decided to dive into the South China Sea. So the theme of our presentation is China as a rising sea power. So in today's presentation, these will be the main topics we will talk about. So firstly, like a general introduction to maritime. What is it, maritime power? After that, a more specific introduction into China's ambition about maritime power. After that, the investments and all these things that they are doing for it. And obviously, all these things have a huge impact on the global economy and trading. So we are going to talk about that too. And all development faces challenges, and like this time, the challenge is the US itself. So what is maritime power? Maritime power is basically the strength and the capacity to rule over the territory that is important for you on the seas. And obviously it's dependent on your naval army's size and technological advancement. And it's crucial because the global trading 19% of China's trading is happening on the sea. So it's really important, especially for China. And obviously, you get a lot of strategic advantages if you are controlling the sea. And there are many countries connected by the sea all around on the globe. So if it comes to international relationships, who controls the sea have a huge word in these topics. So more specifically about China's maritime ambitions. So historically speaking, China was acting always like an island. It was on the land, of course, and it had a huge coast, but it never went to the water, but it acted like an island. Because of the Gobian desert over there, is it working? Yes. So the Gobian desert and the Tibetan mountains, the population were somewhere here always, and it was a really vulnerable territory. And when China becomes stronger, it always tried to push out with buffer zones, like it conquered the Gobian Desert and also the Tibetan mountains. And right now, China got the power to push buffer zones on the sea too, on this South China Sea. Yes. Because of this, it's need a lot of investments because it's got a huge disadvantage against the US. And in the last few decades, the defense budget increased steadily. So you see, from the early 2000s, it's rapidly growing. It's mainly focusing on aircraft carriers and the development of submarines. And yes, most of the money is spent on researchers.
And to rising as a sea power for China is not only the military strength in here, but it's also a strategic move for China to secure their economic interests. To rising as a sea power is not only benefit supply the goods for China, but also China is also one of the big importer to that country. For example, mainly is energy like oil, and but to rising as a sea power for China is not that simple and easy. Not like, okay, I want to be a power, I invest on military, and I invest on military, and I can become that. To overcome the challenges of the China, the main challenges is the US supremacy. And now China try to invest the money, the people, the research and everything to to increase their power, but the challenge is the U.S. is already established their system for a decade. So China is still very backward with the technology development and also the cyber development and the ongoing dispute. For example, the sensitive conflict between the sensitive zone like Taiwan and in Taiwan Strait. This is a very sensitive location to balance the power between political power between U.S. and also the China. And I have the question when we arrive here that what do you think? Do you think that China can become and successful as a sea power, or yes or no? Or I want one answer, two answer, three answer. Yep. Yes.
Yes. Locally, yes.
Locally, yes. The answer is yes and no because because it's like right now that we see that China is very fast growing up with the innovation, with the technological development, everything, but still they still cannot. They're still in the level between two power in the world. China, economic power like China, the U.S., and also now the military sea power also in between the U.S., China, and also some small country along the way. Too successful for China to become a sea power is also depend on the international acceptance, the negotiation, the agreement with another country, and also to overcome the U.S. supremacy, to catch up faster with the new technology, and also the balance between the power, political, geopolitical, and also the rule of the China in the global stage, and also developing in the navy that also as well as the presence in the sea area. Yeah, and we came to the end, and thank you for your attention. And yeah, if you have any question.